Welcome, and thank you for your interest in AP Pro, an automated accounts payable processing app that uses three-way matching intelligence to speed up the processing of accounts payable invoices. AP Pro is brought to you by Imaging Technology Group, a company with more than 30 years of technology support application experience. The goal of AP Pro is to significantly reduce the amount of time required to process accounts payable invoices. AP Pro accomplishes this goal by performing a three-way match of the original purchase order, the receiver or receivers, and the vendor invoice. If the data fields on all three documents match exactly, the invoice is flagged as approved for payment. If there are discrepancies, the invoice is flagged for manual review. In general, the target market for AP Pro are companies that need to process more than 100 accounts payable transactions each day. These companies will often be in the manufacturing, wholesale, retail, or distribution industries, among others. The good news is that AP Pro will work with almost any accounting software package, including Sage, Great Plains, Dynamics GP, Business Central, and many more. As long as your accounting software can export data in a CSV format, it should work with AP Pro. There are no changes needed to the existing accounting software. Each night, the accounting system exports two CSV files. One file contains the data for all new purchase orders, and the other file contains the data for all new receivers. The PDF images of the new vendor invoices are captured directly from the inbound email stream. AP Pro compares the data from all three documents to determine if the data matches. These data fields can include virtually anything that appears on the purchase order, on the receiver, or on the vendor invoice. These fields can be customized to your specific requirements. If all the designated data fields match correctly, AP Pro flags the invoice as approved for payment. If there are any discrepancies in the data from these documents, AP Pro flags the invoice as needs review. Once the matching and testing processes are completed, AP Pro creates a CSV file containing the invoice number and the status flag for each invoice. Depending upon the particular accounting software in use, it may be possible for the accounting software to import that CSV file and process it automatically. In other cases, the accounts payable staff member can simply open the accounting software and manually update the invoices. This is still much faster than having to manually review every single invoice. In many companies, 50 to 80% of the vendor invoices match correctly with the purchase order data and the receiver data. Those invoices can be processed without requiring any time from the accounts payable staff members. If AP Pro saves even 50% of the time needed to process accounts payable invoices, what does that compute out to in dollar savings for your company? AP Pro means faster processing. Faster processing of vendor invoices saves time and money. Faster processing means trade discounts can be taken. Faster processing means more time is available to review problem invoices. Faster processing means a higher volume of invoices can be processed without increasing headcount. AP Pro means faster processing. AP Pro gets its data directly from the current accounting software with no user intervention required. Each night, the accounting system exports the data for all new purchase orders and all new receivers in CSV format. The new PDF vendor invoices are captured directly from the inbound email stream. Once AP Pro has its data, it can begin its three-way matching process. Let's take a brief look at how the three-way matching process works. The process begins when a new PDF vendor invoice arrives in the email stream. The first test AP Pro makes is to find out whether or not there is a template available for this particular vendor. Each vendor must have a template for the invoice. The template tells AP Pro where to look on the invoice to find the various data fields such as part number, quantity, price, and so on. If there is no vendor template available, AP Pro flags the invoice as needs review. If there is a vendor template available, then AP Pro extracts the data contained in the invoice. Next, AP Pro checks to see if there is a purchase order in the system that matches the purchase order number on the invoice. If no purchase order is found, the invoice is flagged as needs review. If there is a valid purchase order in the system that matches the purchase order number on the invoice, AP Pro then takes the first line item from the invoice and looks to see if that line item appears on the original purchase order. If that line item does not appear on the original purchase order, the invoice again is set to needs manual review. If the line item does appear on the original purchase order, the next test is to see if the quantity ordered matches the quantity received from all the receivers. If there is a difference in the quantity ordered and the quantity received, the invoice is set to needs manual review. AP Pro continues its testing and matching process with each additional field that has been requested. If all the requested fields match properly on the purchase order, the receivers, and the invoice is set to OK to pay. AP Pro then checks to see if there are more line items on this particular invoice, and if there are, loops back and begins the testing process all over again. After all the requested data fields have been tested for each line on the invoice, AP Pro checks to see if each line passed successfully. If there are any errors or discrepancies, the invoice is flagged as needs manual review. At the end of the matching process, after all invoices have been tested and evaluated, AP Pro writes out the data to a CSV file that contains the invoice number and the status flag for each individual invoice. Depending upon the capabilities of the accounting software currently in use, it may be possible for the accounting software to take the data from the CSV file and automatically update the invoices that have been approved for payment. In other cases, the accounts payable staff member can open up the accounting software and update the invoices that have been approved. Even this is much faster than having to manually open up every single invoice and review it for errors. This is a sample AP Pro screen showing the status of all currently open purchase orders. There are three categories on this screen: unreceived, which means the purchase order has been issued but nothing has come into the warehouse yet; partial, which means a few things have arrived; and received, which means that all line items from the PO have now been received. This is another sample AP Pro screen showing the status of all open vendor invoices. Those invoices with a flag of validated means they have passed all of the matching tests successfully and are approved for payment. Those invoices for which there were some matching errors are shown as needs review. By clicking on the top of the active column, AP Pro will sort the invoices into two categories: those that need review and those that have been approved for payment. This makes it very easy for the AP clerk to enter the data into the accounting system. In summary then, AP Pro can significantly reduce the amount of time needed to process accounts payable invoices. It works with almost any accounting package and does not require any changes to the existing accounting software. AP Pro does not push any data back into the accounting software. It is totally cloud-based and very secure and is designed for companies that need to process 100 or more accounts payable invoices each day. We hope this presentation of AP Pro's features and capabilities has been beneficial. For more information about AP Pro, or to schedule a web demo of AP Pro using your company's own data, please give us a call at the number listed on this slide. We look forward to speaking with you, and thank you again for your interest in AP Pro. the intelligent way to process accounts payable invoices.